Good morning, class. Today we're going to be going over Unit 10, Lesson 4. It's a lesson on reflections. They want in the textbook for you to use a ruler for some of these problems, but the fact is a lot of you might not have a ruler at home. So as long as you make it as best as you can, um, I think that'll be okay. But anyways, let's begin. So we're going to do the guided practice again for lesson 4. We have problems 1 through 2 and 5 through 7 from page 894. And essentially, when we're looking at problem 1, we have a triangle CDF, and it wants you to copy the figure and the given line of reflection, then draw the reflected image in this line using a ruler. So what that means is the line of reflection is line A. And what we want to do if we had a ruler is to reflect this image, this triangle CDF, over line A. And what that means is it's going to create a mirror image. So if you held up a mirror to that line of reflection, it would be essentially a mirror image reflected over that line. So what I want to do is, what I would do if you had a ruler is to measure how far C is from C from line A, and you would do that on your textbook. On that problem, you're going to actually measure C to line A using a ruler, and then whatever that distance is, you're going to then put it across line A. So because we don't typically have rulers at home unless you do, I'm just going to draw it based on um, what we can go by using our eye. So first of all, D being reflected over line A is going to be at line A. So then I'm just going to draw the other components. So C is right here, and what we're going to label that as is C prime. Prime is like a little apostrophe above C. What that is, it means it's just a straight little line. What that means is it's just the point C after we reflect it over that line. All right, so we have C right there, and D prime is going to be right here. And essentially F is going to be like right about here, or F prime. And so then we're going to just draw that reflected triangle. I'm going to have F prime like right about there. All right, so that is our reflected triangle. I know it's not perfect because of a ruler, but that's basically what we did. We took this triangle and made a reflection across A. All right, so we're going to do the same thing for problem 2. We have a quadrilateral SRQT, and we are going to reflect it over line K. So since line K is actually slanted, it's going to create a situation where it's not going to be straight across. So we can't just have like Q perfectly straight across like we did for problem 1. It's going to be at the angle of this line of reflection. So it's kind of like we're going to be going like right about here for Q prime. And then right here would be T prime. And then S prime would be about, I would say, like right here. And then R prime is going to be maybe right there. So that is R prime. And again, if we had a ruler, we can make it identical to the way the book wants it. Let me see an example because it is hard without a ruler. I want to see if they have. Yeah, so essentially that would be it. Um, you're going to just basically reflect it over that line. And I know that the drawing is not as accurate. Let me fix this because it looks a little off. So S prime would be about right here. And then I'm going to put R like right here, R prime, and then it goes like that. And that's pretty much it. So if we had a ruler, we can actually measure the distance from Q to Q prime. That would be the same. And then T to T prime. So it's literally the same distance from K to Q, from K to Q prime. And then from T to K to T prime. So that's how we would actually do it if we had a ruler. We would measure the distance from Q to K, and then we would do the same distance from K to Q prime, and then T to Q, and then T to T to K, and then T prime from K. And then we would go S to K, and then we would go that same distance from K to S prime. All right, so now for problem 5 and 6, we are in a better situation because we're not just measuring it from basically the line of reflection from the points. We are not having to use a ruler. We can, if we have one at home, to make it more accurate. But in this case, we're reflecting for problem 5, triangle ABC over y equals -2. So the first thing I want to do is label the line of reflection at y equals -2. So what I'm going to do is draw that line across. It should be a straight line at y equals 2, or -2. So this is y equals -2. And what we're going to do then is label all the points for A, B, and C. So now you can actually see how a true line of reflection is, and a shape being reflected over that line because it's on a coordinate system. So A is at 1, 1, B is at 7, 2, and C is at 2, -2. So when we reflect it over y equals -2, C is going to be, since it's on the line of reflection, C prime is going to be at the same location at 2, -2. And then since A is at 1, 1, we're going to count how far it is from the line of reflection, or y equals -2. So that's 1, 2, 3 from A to y equals -2. So we're just counting the y distance. So if we're at 1 and this is at -2, it's 3 spaces or 3 units away. So then we're going to take the line of reflection at y equals -2 at 1 and count down 3 units. So 1, 2, 3. So A prime is going to be at 1, -5. And that's because if A is 3 units away from y equals -2, A prime has to be 3 units away from y equals -2. All right, so that's at 1, -5. And then B is at 7, 2. So again, we're going to count how far our y value is for point B from y equals -2. Well, that's at 2, so we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 spaces from, sorry, it's 4 spaces. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 spaces. To go from 2 to -2, it's going to be 4 spaces. So that means we're going to be at, for B prime, we're going to be at 7, and then we're going to go down 4 from there. So we should be at 7, -6. So right about here. So B prime is at 7, -6. And all we're going to do now is draw the triangle. So it's going to look like this. So triangle ABC, when it's reflected over the line y equals -2, we're going to get new coordinates for A prime, B prime, and C prime, and that's just going to be the same distance. So if A is at 1, 1, and it's 3 units away from the line of reflection, we're going to go 3 units down to get A prime. Since B is at 7, 2, we're going, and it's 4 units away from the line of reflection, we're going to go down 4 units for B prime, and that's going to be at 7, -6. And since C is at on the line of reflection, C prime is going to be on the line of reflection. So that is problem 5. I'll give you a couple seconds to write that down, and then we're going to go on to problem 6 and then 7. All right, so problem 6 is the same type of problem as problem 5. It's the same triangle. We are just going to be reflecting it over a different line of reflection. So let me draw the triangle again. So we have a point at A is at 1, 1. B is at, where was B? B is at 2, -2. So B is right here at 2, -2. And then C was at 7, 2. So I'm just going to label 7, 2. A is at 1, 1, and B is at 2, -2. And I'm just going to draw the triangle again like we did for the last problem. And now it wants